What's up, YouTube? It's your boy, RC, coming at you with the Boxing 411. I don't know if anybody caught the fights that went on last night, but I'm going to go over these fights. As I did switch to the channels, I seen ESPN. I seen Elite Alvarez beat Michael Seals with a knockout of his own. And Michael Seals is talking about, he's one of them guys from Alabama, a fighter, light heavyweight. And he was doing a lot of posturing in that fight with him and Alvarez. And both of them respected each other's power in the early goings, but Alvarez knocked him out. I think it was around, I'm not sure, round 9, knocked out Michael Seals with a right hand of his own. What I really want to talk about is J. Rock Williams versus Rosario. But no, I think it's Jeison Banano Rosario, the new welterweight champ. The new super middleweight. The new super welterweight champion. The new 154-pound champion, okay? First off, I want to say it's been a bad fucking couple of weeks for the Philly fighters. I don't know what's going on with these Philly fighters. You know what I'm saying? What's really going on? Let me give you the breakdown of the fight, though. Let me give you the breakdown. Let me give you the breakdown of the fight. Okay. There was some fights on the other card, too. That was interesting. Oh boy, Corrales versus Chris Colbert. That was a good chess match. But if you ask me, Corrales didn't want to really get into a firestorm with Chris Colbert. Primetime Colbert. Primetime Colbert is a really good fighter. He's in the 130-pound weight class, and he's a PBC fighter. He gonna give some people some problems. Whoever fights 130 pounds, he gonna give him some problems. And I don't know, man. I mean, he gives Santa Cruz. I think he beats Santa Cruz. And the way he's going, if he keeps improving, he'll give Tank some problems, except for Tank got more power than he do. So, but that would be a very interesting fight. But I would love to see Primetime Colbert against Tevin Farmer. That'll let me know where he at. But I believe he'd knock out Tevin Farmer. Because Primetime Colbert is definitely the real deal. The boy is a boxing student. He's a student of the game. And the dude is in impeccable shape. And he can switch and hit on each side, both sides. So I'm just going to say, Chris Colbert is somebody you got to definitely look out for. He coming. He's definitely a really good boxer. And I'm looking to see this young kid do things in the boxing game. He won the fight by unanimous decision, of course. And it was an easy fight for Chris Colbert, for Primetime Colbert. But he won that fight easily. Now I want to get into the J. Rock Williams and Jeison Banano Rosario. That fight was very interesting. The first round was J. Rock was sticking the stick out there. He was doing good, looking good. It was very tactical. He respected Rosario's power, and they both was landing some real solid shots in the first round. But I did see a shift in that fight, during that first round. Was J Rock was landing some real mean punches, some real mean sticks and combinations, and Jeison took him very well. But I'm gonna say this: when the second round came, Rosario popped J Rock in the head, I believe, with a left jab, and he cut J Rock with that punch over his eye. And that's when the tide really started changing in that fight. J Rock got hit with a jab. It was a hard jab, and J Rock was kind of like thrown back by the power of Rosario. He said, damn, to do this for real. You know what I'm saying? He started fighting, J-Rock started fighting even harder. He started fighting even harder in that second round. Really trying to keep keep the stick on him. A lot of things, you know what I'm saying? He started loading up on punches more. He started trying to hurt Rosario. And he was sticking Rosario with some nice punches. But Rosario was eating them punches. Rosario was just getting warmed up. But at the end of that second round, I looked in J-Rock's eyes in that corner over there. J-Rock had a look of concern. He had a look of concern in his eyes, like, damn, what I done got myself into over here. I thought, I was gonna be outboxing, outclass this dude. You can see his mind thinking, like, what the fuck? I got cut? Shit. Motherfucker can punch. Yeah, that motherfucker can punch. And I had a funny feeling about this fight, even though my silly ass predicted J-Rock would stop him around the 8th round or so. I had a funny feeling about this fight. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know really Rosario, it seemed like he's a new and improved fighter. I haven't been watching Rosario's last couple fights. But the history, the tales is, he's been knocking out people from the last 3 fights. Because he only got 1 loss on his record. But this dude is a much improved fighter since then. His punches seem a lot more stronger than the last time I seen him. I don't know, I guess that workout that camp he had down in Big Bear, away from his family, really benefited him, because it seemed like when he sat on his punches and landed them on J-Rock was befuddled. I thought that J-Rock was going to go into boxing mode and start boxing this dude, keep him at length, whatever, moving in and out, boom. But I think that Banano Rosario seen the Jamal Charlo tape and noticed that he got a problem with people who can stick, who got power and they can move, who've got power and is athletic. So Rosario was putting pressure on J-Rock. He put the pressure on him and stayed on him, you know what I'm saying? And kept that stick in his face, that jab. But it seemed like every punch that Rosario was throwing was power jabs and power punches. Because it seemed like every time he hit J-Rock, he was rocking him. and I mean rocking them. So J-Rock had to he was trying to adjust it. He was trying to get his boxing going, but Rosario was not having it. Rosario was banging this dude, man. Rosario was banging this dude. Banging J-Rock. And man, in the 5th round, it got real serious. Because Rosario caught up to him and fucked him up, rocked him, had him dazed out on his feet. He got knocked down. After the 10 count, he really didn't have his bearings. And Rosario came through and hit him with an ugly ass uppercut. Ugly ass uppercut. And had him dangling around the ropes, and that was it. The referee stopped the fight. I'm surprised J-Rock just didn't go down on a knee and take an 8 count or something to get his head clear. But he didn't do that. But Rosario finished him off. And I got to say, it was a very impressive stoppage. I was very impressed with Rosario on his win. Now, that's the money that J-Rock left on the table. It seems like these dudes, before they can get a big fight with Jamil Charlo, it's like Jerry Hurd, they fuck around and lose. But something to be said about these fighters, man. Something to be said about these Philly fighters. They're good fighters, but it's been a bad fucking couple weeks for the Philly fighters. First, you got Jesse Hart getting the brakes beat off his ass by Joe Smith Jr. in an embarrassing loss. Called himself representing. He threw the X up before this fight. Now you got old boy J-Rock Williams, who was representing Philly, threw the X up before the fight and got his ass completely destroyed. Hey, man, maybe y'all shouldn't throw up the motherfucking X signs, man. Just leave B-Hop out your name, man. You gonna represent Philly, man, because I don't know, man. It seemed like it ain't been too good for nobody trying to represent B-Hop. I ain't trying to be facetious and funny enough, but damn. This is the second weekend in a row. Well, motherfucker trying to rep Philly, then rep B-Hop, get knocked the fuck out, man. Get stopped. Or get beat on. Hey, y'all can say what you want to say. I'm going to say J-Rock is a hell of a fighter, a hell of a competitor. He can fight. Boy got props, man. I mean, I ain't going to lie. I jumped on this fan wheel after he beat the brakes off of Jerry Hurd, but you know what? A lot of us can see that coming because Jerry Hurd loves to use his face as defense. And J-Rock was just going to hit his ass like a motherfucking speed bag, which is what he did. But this particular fight, I see when a motherfucker take J-Rock's punches and can apply the right amount of pressure, it's a different fight for J-Rock. If J-Rock cannot hurt his opponent, or he cannot outbox him, it's a different fight. And it shows like rather quickly, I seen J-Rock unraveling in the second and third round as the fight was going on because he couldn't do nothing to stop Rosario from coming. He couldn't stop him. And Rosario just get closer and closer to measure him up, to fuck him up. And I think J-Rock felt that coming, and there was just nothing he could do about it. Now, the stare down was great. And the weigh in, he even had a Bernard Hopkins kind of look on him, feel on him at the weigh in, staring them down and looking serious while Rosario turned around laughing. And Rosario was laughing because he knew. He knew he was going to get in that ass. And that he did. That he did. Knocked J-Rock ass out in the 5th round. New champion. Jeison Banano Rosario of the 154-pound division. He's gonna be a tough champion to fight. But I wonder. I don't know. I believe Jamel Charlo. That fight would have happened, him and Jamel Charlo. I have to give Jamel Charlo the edge because he has experience and he can box and bang. But Rosario's a puncher. And if he gets Charlo with a punch, if he gets Charlo with some combinations, it could be a night for Charlo. It's real talk. That's a dangerous fight for Jamel Charlo, if you ask me. It's a dangerous fight. So, on that note, this is my post-fight reaction of that fight. I was looking forward to that fight, as I thought somebody from Philly was gonna represent and stand up, put Philly back in the good graces of the peoples. You know what I'm saying? Give Philly a win. And then the Philly crowd was mad. They was mad. They didn't get what they wanted. But it ain't you know what? Philly, don't be mad. Y'all don't be mad at y'all fighters. They tried, it just wasn't written for them. It wasn't written for them this weekend. It was not the weekend. Last weekend wasn't their weekend. Wasn't y'all weekend. And this weekend wasn't y'all weekend. But it is what it is. But we got some real good fights coming up. You know what I'm saying? Next week, we going to see your boy, Danny Garcia, up in there representing Bronx. We'll see how that go, Red Cash, if there's any more surprises. Because it seemed like already this year's starting off with a lot of surprises. You know what I'm saying? So, on that note, this is RC with your boy with Boxing 411, and I'll be back at you with another one. And don't forget to hit the thumbs up button for me. It don't cost you nothing. Take the finger, hit it. Holler at y'all in a minute. One.